It's been amazing to see Nicholas Morales' journey throughout the Baltimore Regional Championship.
My name is Nicholas Morales. Currently, I live in Georgia. What Pokemon typing would I be? I want to say the poison typing. I think the poison typing has a really good defensive toolkit. I think they have a bad rep for being kind of bad, but I think there's a lot of amazing poison types out there. I first got into competitive Pokemon when I was around middle school, actually. I found it on the internet pretty much, just like competitive Pokemon videos during the Platinum days. That was my first step into it. I actually skipped Gen 6 and 7, but I really picked up during Double Restricted. In Swish, I really liked that VGC format. The overall strategy was just playing towards rain. You know, Archaludon, it's almost impossible to one-hit. You know, you have Basque Legion 2, who's a massive threat. So multiple threats, multiple big number guys. The first time I was on stream, I felt like the crowd was kind of rooting against me. I could kind of hear them. He was doing really well for most of the match. I was sitting there like, I don't know, like I gotta focus. Like, what are you doing?
3 HP and a dream.
The second time on stream, it was over pretty quickly. It's really nerve-wracking. like, I can keep my cool during like a high-stress situation, right? Like, I don't when I was playing up on stage, I didn't really let it get to me too much. Like, maybe my leg was shaking, but like everyone has that, right?
It's gonna be the newcomer, Nicholas Morales.
Finals, I could tell when I heard the crowd counting down the population bomb hits, I was like, okay, they're rooting for me. That's really cool.
Can it do it? Another one! Give me 2 more! Oh my goodness! This is his first tournament ever, and he wins it all!
I've never been to locals before, so this is my first one ever. It feels surreal. I didn't even think I would day 2, let alone hitting the whole thing. My friends really kept pushing me along the way. My good friend Ming, he's really into the VGC scene. I would never have known like what EV spreads to use, common lines, team comps or whatever. I would never know any of that without him. The power of friendship, right? But honestly, they help you push that goalpost so much more, and then you all push the goalpost together. If I don't have fun with it, I'm just not gonna play. I did a lot better than I expected to, and you know, qualify for Worlds is great. I still don't think it's real. If I would win my first regional ever into winning my first World ever, I would permanently retire.
Andrew Zheng will win his first ever regional championship in the Masters Division here in Louisville.
My name is Andrew, and I grew up in Ohio. I actually started pretty late by VGC standards. I didn't buy a Pokemon game until Scarlet, actually. Once I played the game, I grew in love with it. I found out about VGC, and it took off from there, and I haven't looked back since. This season, my #1 goal was to qualify for Worlds. I knew that it was going to be harder than last year, and then last year I didn't actually make it, so knowing that in a more challenging season, I still made it to Worlds definitely gives me a confidence boost going forward. One of the biggest lessons I think this game has taught me was actually learned over this weekend of Louisville. I've heard a lot of good players say that taking early losses at a regional were like fine and you just have to bounce back, but I really didn't believe them until this weekend. After my bad start, it was just stay alive and trust my team. The first few times that I was put on stream, I was definitely super nervous, especially the first time at Indy. My nerves was like literally skyrocketing. It definitely does get a little easier from then on, but still nothing compares to the emotions I felt today. I think I've learned that when I can really focus and play the game without distractions, I can beat anyone. As cliche as it sounds, I think people getting into VGC should do 2 pretty simple things: battle, have fun, and watch other people battle. That's the way that I've improved the most. Usually, I do best when I play the game and not the player. Obviously, that doesn't always work if you're playing someone really, really good. Recognizing when I'm behind and have to play accordingly is still one of my biggest weaknesses. Like from ahead, I can spot win conditions, but from behind, I still have a lot of improvement to do. I think that finals was definitely the most exciting match, but I think my hardest was against Wolf. We both recognized that our best game plan was to bring 3 of the bulkiest Pokemon on our teams and just play long games.
An iconic matchup against Wolf, which lasted, I believe it was like 54 in-game minutes.
Just trying to navigate that was really challenging, but in the end, super rewarding. The first people in this community that I felt like really believed in me are Toller Webb and Aaron Traylor. They're like first top players that I met in this community, and they've been super supportive. I had some really good coaches to help in my growth. Sempra and Chopacross really helped me understand the game more. Without all of those people, I wouldn't be where I am today. I've definitely reached my biggest goal today, which is to win a regional, and from here, who knows, but I am looking forward to it.
Carson Confer, no stranger to success here in VGC.
My name is Carson Confer, and I'm from Oklahoma City. I convinced my parents to take me on a 12-hour drive to Fort Wayne, Indiana to play my first regional. I had to weed a lot of gardens to do that one. Starting Pokemon that I would pick is probably Froakie. It was the one I picked when I was like 10 or 12. When I was starting in 2014, this like friend group that we had, they kind of just like took me under their wing, and they were all like a lot older than me. They let the annoying 12-year-olds stick around and kind of taught them how to play Pokemon. Honestly, I tend to get a little hot-headed, so there's been a lot of moments where I was like, okay, I'm done. Most of my friends that I've had for my whole life have been from this game. It kind of always pulls me back in because I'm like, man, I want to see my friends. It won't let me leave. I've got a lot of top cuts. I got top 4 at EUIC one year. My favorite memory is definitely when I won the 2016 Senior World Championships. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. The last time I won a big event was 2018 LAIC. Since then, I've gotten close, but never finished the job. The Louisville Regionals, I started out 11-0, and then I kind of had a heartbreaker of a loss in top 16. Was struggling. I was thinking about not even showing up to the tournament. Since coming back in like 2022, I was 0-8 on stream. And when they told me my top 32 match was on stream, I was begging them, please don't put me on. I did win, and that one was a pretty decisive win, so I was really happy about that. Marcus, my top 4 opponent, and we both had the same team. We built it off of what OE used to get top 8 at LAIC, dropped my Dondoza matchup entirely, and focused all on beating the Marco's Sun team that won LAIC. I'm really surprised that like all of the changes that we ended up making like so last minute came together into such a cohesive team. You know, finals was pretty hectic with all the misses on Joe's side, and there's a lot of damage rolls. There was really no point where I was like, oh yeah, I've won, until like it was basically completely over. I have a really big competitive drive. I come to these and I want to win.
Both players are shaking hands, and it looks like the writing is on the wall. Carson Confer is going to be your Sacramento Regional Champion.
I was just really happy to win, and I honestly couldn't believe it. It feels really nice to not only break the stream curse, but break it in a very definitive way. My main goal was probably to win a regional. I've been trying for a really long time, and I'm happy that it finally happened. My overall goal playing competitive Pokemon is just to do the best I can. I think it's just the continual improvement aspect. I really hope I win the World Championship this year. You know, we'll see what happens, but I'd love to win again. Winning Worlds and Masters for me would just be that pinnacle accomplishment. I've kind of achieved almost everything I've wanted to with this game already, but I just love competing, so I'm gonna keep trying to do even better.
This is going to be a no-holds-barred match between Shiliang Tang and Justin Tang, 2 friends meeting each other in the finals of the San Antonio Regional Championships.
My name is Justin Tang, and I'm born in Maryland. If I was a Pokemon, I would probably be a Dark type. Wait, I messed it up. Wait, can we restart that?
A rising star who cannot be stopped, the 3-time regional champion, Justin Tang.
If I was a Pokemon, I would probably be a fighting type, just because of Pancham, my favorite Pokemon, so.
I mean, you must be on top of the world right now.
I don't know. it feels better than the first time and the second time, I guess. I don't know, man. It's so good to be real.
My first partner Pokemon was Mudkip. Had a copy of Emerald. Like, I didn't really know how the game worked at the time, so I just gave it all the HM moves, and I was kind of circling around the sea for like hours and hours, and I don't think I ever beat the game. So yeah, I guess that's my favorite.
I mean, like, I've only been playing for like a year and a half in VGC, and I'm playing against guys who've been going for 10 plus years, and it's really insane. It's really cool to not just be winning, but to meet all these people, and it's just been it's just been great.
That's awesome.
I got into committed Pokemon through a lot of YouTube creators. You know, I mean, Wolf was like, you know, everyone's example, right? Cybertron, like watching them ladder and like trying to make my own teams and then trying to play the game, even though I wasn't very good back then.
This should be enough to lean it up. Justin Tang, your Knoxville Regional Champion.
The first team I used at Knoxville was a variant of the, you know, Wolfie Orlando team. And I think it shows that, you know, you gotta start somewhere.
To watch out for
Justin Tang!
Justin Tang winning his second regional championship here in Fort Wayne.
So impressive.
It's in the red, and with a third surging strikes, Ice Rider Calyrex goes down, and Justin Tang, three-time regional champion, winning the San Antonio Regional Championships.
Winning an event again, it just feels unreal. This is something I've been chasing for a long, long time. Winning 2 your first season is really a hard goal to achieve, and to try to come back at that peak, it's tough to kind of like falling short when you're so close, because I topped at countless tournaments last year. I topped 16 almost every tournament this year.
A long time coming after Justin had such an explosive start to his competitive career.
And I'm finally back. Paired from this finals to my other two I've had so far, honestly, it's been so long. I feel like it feels similar. It's just that adrenaline that hits. Just because I've been shooting for this. Like before, it was unexpected. I kind of went in blind. I didn't have those standards at the time. And having another win after chasing it for another year now, it feels really good.
Is there a player or just a mentor in the scene that you have?
It's gotta be Zheng Tang. You know, he's one of the most calculated players in the world. Like, whenever I watch a stream game of him, it's some of the most impressive work. Like, he sees things that most people don't see. Like, we're both grinders. Like, we both put in the work because, you know, we love this game and we want to do well.
Zheng Tang, one Pokemon knockout away from moving on to the top 4 and closer to another regional championship title.
We'll forfeit the match, and Zheng Tang is our first Tang in the finals.
And I feel that I'm learning something new from him every day. It's just been great working with him, just because I, you know, find someone that just fits me best. So, yeah.
And Justin, one Pokemon away from moving on to the finals, where he has to face his team building partner.
Some parts of my gameplay I want to try to get better in is kind of just thinking more in turns. I feel that I can be calculated when I'm thinking right, but sometimes I just overthink. I try to cover things that I can't always cover, and I end up losing for it or trying to make overreads. During my top 8 set, I almost lost because I spored to a sleeping Calyrex already because I misclicked. If I just gave more thought, I can just sport out a slot. I've also had experience like with that at Toronto, like trying to cover Wolf's every move.
But our Chaladon not going for the protect.
Which wasn't possible. Like thinking things that he wouldn't do, realistically, and he didn't, of course.
Who do you predict to win the San Antonio Regional Championship?
In my heart, he's been feeling the energy, he's been getting really into it, so I'm gonna have to lock in Justin here.
I knew I was gonna win finals after I saw the last turn trick room. His only way of winning was if he high horsepower crit me, and he didn't. It was Cali Ice versus Lando Ursh. Like, the moment I saw the bar go down to like 20, I knew that the game won, and it felt really good. I can't lie. Like, finally able to beat Zheng too. He always beats me in mirrors or in practice, so you know, it feels good being one of the best players in the world. My #1 goal for this season is to do well at Worlds. Zheng actually last year, he knocked me out of Worlds in the exact 6-1 mirror. So it feels really good to have my revenge on that. This year, I hope that things can be different and I can finally have that Worlds dub or cut, something that's just better than what I've had before. After 2 Worlds of maybe not the best results I wanted, I just want more.
My name is Behzad Muntazir, and I'm from San Francisco, California.
What a breakthrough performance. Behzad, this is a little bit of an unknown quantity to us.
I would be a water type because I'm fluid yet strong. If you underestimate me, I can be a dangerous force. I discovered competitive Pokemon in 2019 Moon Series, and I watched the streams and I played very casually on ladder, but it wasn't something I took seriously until the start of 2024. There's, I think, clearly something like magical about this game, something that really draws me, I think, deep down inside. Once I accepted that, I think that desire is when I really started competing seriously. A favorite experience of mine was my first day 2 in Indianapolis in 2024. I had never day 2'd or gone super far in the regional before, but I think that was the first time that I felt really confident in a team because my prep was very good. After attending San Antonio Regional Championships in January, I wanted to pivot. I really liked my Calyrex Ice Rider team that I was using, but I felt that psychic terrain-based strategies were in a really good place in the meta. And I identified that making or constructing a Lunala team with Tailwind and Trick Room could be really strong. The atmosphere and the feelings inside me when I was up on stage for the finals of this regional championship, it was something completely new for me. I don't recall ever being that nervous, that excited. I had never been on stream before this event. To do it here and to make that debut such a big one is more than I ever thought possible.
Behzad Muntazir showcasing the power of Lunala will be your Vancouver Regional Champion.
I had one top cut at San Antonio, but this is my first major win. This was like a dream of mine that could have taken years. Other trainers should consider me a threat at the World Championships because I think I will out-prep them. I'll know the matchup into them better than they know the matchup into me. Winning Worlds would be, I want to call it a dream come true, but it's more like a dream of a dream, I think. I really didn't think that I could even win a regional championships, especially so soon. I think the thing that I've learned the most about myself from playing competitive Pokemon would be dealing with failure. This is something that takes a lot of my time and my energy and just my passion and enthusiasm. There's been ups and downs, but it's been really rewarding for me to develop myself in that way. I'm just chasing that kind of ideal of being the best player that I can be and see where that takes me.
My name is Daniel, and I'm from North Carolina. If I was a Pokemon, I would definitely be a Steel type. I like to play somewhat defensively. I have been playing since late 2022, but my first regional was in early 2023 at Charlotte because it's local to me in North Carolina. I got to it mostly a little bit like some YouTube over the pandemic, stuff like Wolfie generally. At Charlotte Regionals 2024, I got my day 2 by beating Chuppa Cross, and it was just unbelievable because it's like, oh, I pulled Chuppa, and at the end of it, I get to be like, oh my gosh, I did it! For the first couple tournaments, I'd sometimes go in with a great record and then have a horrible day 2 because I just can't deal with the pressure. I see a name that I know and I'm super scared about playing them. I'm getting to the point where I can finally say that, oh, there's no person that I say I will 100% lose to them. So I can start to just play my own game. I got top 32 at World last year. This was my biggest achievement so far. It was just unbelievable. I got to group myself with the people who could have won Worlds. I had a chance. I brought a Sun offense team with Koraidon, Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, Brute Bonnet, Iron Crown, and Indeedee. There's a ton of options to use with this team, and it just felt like it was something that I was able to pilot. I don't normally play with headphones on. It's very different because there's not all this stuff going on around you that you can actually hear. It's crazy how much you just have to focus on the game in front of you. It did not feel like I played 4 matches up there. It felt like I played a game or 2. And it was unreal meeting my friend in the finals and playing against a mirror like that. After turn 3 or so, I flame charged his Fluttermane on the switch-in, and I saw the line to win. I was like, I don't think there's anything he can do to stop me from getting away with this game. I've had good teams, I've had good runs, I just had to put it together and get a good placement. And here we are.
Daniel Yu becomes your Atlanta Regional Champion!
I'm feeling very surprised. I haven't even won a smaller event, so this is pretty crazy to win a regional. After this, all I really want is to see how I can do at Worlds. I absolutely can see myself top-cutting the World Championship. I don't know if I could win it. I believe that I have the ability to win the World Championships this year. I love spending time doing this with my friends. I get to meet people from all around the world. It's great to find all these like-minded individuals and spend time, playing games for a weekend with them. I play competitive Pokemon because I'm good enough to compete at it. So I keep playing it.
Gavin Michaels, one of the winningest players in VGC history.
I first got into competitive Pokemon by somehow convincing my mom to fly me, a 13-year-old at the time, to San Jose, where I then got top 4 in my first competition. It's become a huge part of my life. If I was a Pokemon type, I'd be a Steel type, just because I'm sick like that. I knew I wanted to take Pokemon very seriously after winning Nationals in 2013. I was just a 15-year-old kid, and all of a sudden I went from someone who played a video game as a hobby to the best in the country at something. And I don't think that's something that a lot of people get to say ever, especially so young. What I've learned through competing is that if you want it all, you have to be willing to lose. I would play so conservatively because I was so scared of losing. But now I've gotten over the fear and my goal is to win. I remember after the end of the 2023 season, after being on the top of everything, going 0-2 at Worlds, getting banned for a year, I thought to myself, is this something that I wanted to keep doing? I decided I wanted to keep playing Pokemon for me. My strategy coming into this tournament was to make Rain work. I've had a lot of previous success with Rain, and I leaned hard into it. Rain ended up doing incredibly well this weekend. As the best Rain player, I benefited immensely from that meta shift. Very few other people, even if they were using Kyogre, used Basculegion, and I think that's what set my team apart. My overarching strategy was, I can go in and do early damage trades and know that Basculegion can clean up everything in the back. I knew that I was gonna win the whole tournament when my Kyogre lived a Sucker Punch with 2 HP.
Oh, it's for the 2 HP, it survives!
And I knew at that point, it was done. The relief I felt through my body was incredible.
This game is very likely over. It connects on both!
A World Championship invitation for Gavin Michaels, your Portland Regional Champion.
People should be afraid of me at Worlds because I have absolutely nothing to lose. My favorite moment at Worlds was 2019 when I played on stream versus Kazuki Kobayashi. I think it was some of the best that I have ever played. My goal this season is to play as much Pokemon as possible where I am trying my absolute hardest and so is my opponent. I've learned over time that what I care about isn't these accolades or the titles. It's those moments of pure adrenaline when you're trying as hard as you can. This game lets me express a side of myself that I don't get to otherwise, that gets to go all out, and it's become so important to me.